Please, the floor is yours.
Mulțumesc și bună seara, doamnelor și domnilor. I'd like to start by thanking the organizers, Varina Radu, Gabriel Avakatridze, and their teams for inviting me to speak today at this prestigious gala. And I'm conscious that I am here with a very distinguished group of speakers: the State Secretary, World Bank Country Manager Achali Katsi, EBRD Vice President Mark Bowman, and President of the Nuclear Regulatory Authority. So you may quite reasonably be wondering what a Canadian ambassador is doing in that august energy sector company. Being a diplomat, I'm going to take one question and I'm going to give you three answers. So the first is Canada's history of collaboration with Romania on nuclear energy. The second is the exceptional capability of our energy industry. And the third is that you are all going to be seeing a lot more of Canada in the years ahead. To begin, however, I'd like to offer just a few brief thoughts on the international context for the energy sector, because it cannot be denied these are challenging times. The last few years have been marked by the growing impact of climate change on our everyday lives, spiraling inflation, and the massive ramifications of the war in Ukraine. These things have proved beyond any doubt the importance of energy security and diversification of supply. Romania has a crucial role to play in the region as a leader on energy security, for its own benefit, of course, but also for the benefit of the Republic of Moldova and other neighboring countries. It was in this environment that Minister Berduja told me recently that the three main goals for Romania's energy ecosystem are energy security, energy affordability, and decarbonization, in that order. When I hear that, all those elements point to one source of baseload energy, and that, of course, is nuclear. Which brings me back to that special historical relationship I mentioned. Canada has been by Romania's side since the inception of the nuclear sector in your country more than 4 decades ago. Canadians are proud that CANDU 6 technology has been and remains at the heart of at the center of Cernavodă nuclear power plant. We know that you have choices, and we are very proud that Romania chose and continues to choose Canada. Our collaboration has spanned all areas of the nuclear field, from the 2 units in operation at the Cernavodă plant, to joint research and development programs at the Pitești Institute, to initiatives between our safety regulators, and more recently to cooperation on medical isotopes and on nuclear education. The Canadian energy sector, however, is much more than a one-trick pony. Yes, we have huge strengths in nuclear energy, as anyone who engaged with our industry mission in October will know. But we also have extensive expertise in hydroelectricity, wind, solar, and other renewables. And if you make the mistake of asking our embassy's commercial counsellor, Heather Bistrick, Heather? Heather? Where are you, Heather? About any of these sectors, be prepared for a polite but very focused conversation on exactly why your next supplier really ought to be a Canadian company. So, I've mentioned our history of collaboration and our industry. What about the future? There's no question Romania has ambitious plans, not just refurbishment of existing reactors, but building 2 new ones. That's a significant commitment to nuclear power. And from Canada's perspective, it's a wise commitment. Your approach will ensure security of supply, fuel diversity, and decarbonization, all important targets for Romania as part of its 2030 EU commitments. The new reactors will also provide the additional baseload power your grid needs to complement an expansion of renewables. We know from our own national experience that this approach works. In Canada, successful refurbishment projects like Bruce Power and Darlington have resulted in prices over the life of the agreement that are extremely competitive with other baseload generation options. Even when you factor in waste management and decommissioning, nuclear remains one of the most affordable baseload electricity sources worldwide. Canada and the Canadian nuclear industry are looking forward to accompanying Romania on the next step of its nuclear journey. That means we'll be working together on refurbishment of Cernavoda Unit 1. In fact, as many as you know, that contract was signed just last week between AtkinsRéalis, the Canadian Commercial Corporation, and Nuclearelectrica, as witnessed by State Secretary Dragan. We'll also be working on the new builds at Cernavoda, and I'm sure no one in this room missed Canada's recent announcement of up to 3 billion Canadian dollars in export credit financing for Units 3 and 4. So as I said at the beginning, expect to see a lot more Canadians in the years ahead. We've a shared legacy, and it's a proud legacy on nuclear. We've worked together closely for more than 4 decades, and Cernavoda 1 and 2 are 2 of the top performing reactors in the world. But my hope, and indeed my expectation, is that the brightest days for our nuclear relationship are still ahead. With advanced CANDU technology, Canada and Romania can and will deliver secure, affordable, zero-carbon energy well into the 21st century. In closing, I'd like to take a moment to sincerely thank our partners in the nuclear sector. The Ministry of Energy, Nuclearelectrica, the Nuclear Agency, GENECAN, Romatom, and all its member companies, the universities and the R&D institutes with nuclear programs in their curricula. I would like to thank them for their ongoing partnership over the years, and I would like to assure them that their Canadian counterparts are ready to work with them on an ever-growing range of projects in the years ahead. So with that, thank you. My congratulations to all the award winners tonight, and enjoy the evening.